Hey everyone, and welcome back to the sports section. So as we manage to keep our minds away from that horrific performance against Celtic and prepare ourselves for the next game, we still have a transfer window and some transfer rumors reports to talk about. Now, I am working on a separate video talking about the basics of the basics, things that Jose Mourinho has been talking about for years and years, and what I do believe that Enzo Maresca should be implementing into that team. More on that in a separate video. Now in this one, let's talk again about some players that might or might never join Chelsea. Of course, we're talking here about Chiesa from Juventus, the Italian player, and another player from the Italian league, Victor Osimhen. We've been talking about that saga for quite a while, but since it's pretty clear that Lukaku wants to go and will go to Napoli, Osimhen will leave Napoli. Now, they had, let's say, an agreement with PSG, or at least he has an agreement with PSG to join them. Napoli and PSG are still trying to figure stuff out, so there still is that opportunity for Chelsea to come in and say, look, you're buying Lukaku, we want to get Osimhen, you just have to reduce the price. But then there is the problem of the wages. Even though right now we have players like Ben Chilwell, Fofana earning 200,000 a week, why can't we pay a little bit more for someone like Osimhen, who in my opinion can have an impact on that team? Now on the flip side, there is also a counter argument to not signing Osimhen. I'll talk about that in just a second. If you're new here, hit all the buttons, like, comment, subscribe. We're on the way to reach 5,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate all the support. So let's start. We shall first start with, guess what? Yet another goalkeeper. We recently signed apparently Philip Jorgensen, which by the way, he's 22 years old. Now, apparently Fabrizio comes out and says Chelsea are considering a move for 2005 born Mike Penders or Mike Penders, whatever, plays for Genk. I mean, even if he says here, it not impact Jorgensen deal, it will be one for the future if Chelsea decide to proceed. And Jorgensen is not one for the future. He is 22 years old. What are we doing? We're trying to create a starting 11 of goalkeepers? The Council of Goalkeepers, starting at Chelsea Stamford Bridge next season. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. Anyways, moving on here, Chiesa. There is some news, unconfirmed at the moment, about a potential offer from Chelsea for Chiesa after his agent was in England, apparently also to talk with maybe United and Spurs. Again, unconfirmed, so take it with a grain of salt. Now Chiesa, good player, good performances, but the problem here is, again, the injuries. Because the numbers here for Fiorentina and Juventus, they're quite good, let's be honest. He's also 26 years old, so still in his prime. The problem is the injuries. Last season, missed 11 games. The season before that, missed 16 games. The season before that, 57 games, was basically out for a year. So that's an issue. You're not going to buy a player that you know has been injured season after season after season after season. Just doesn't make sense, even though we did buy players with an injury-filled history. Wesley Fofana, for example. So it's really a question of whether or not the price is a good price and whether or not his fitness is up to the level that is acceptable at Chelsea. If the injuries of the past are not going to be the same injuries of the future, of course, you cannot always predict these types of things, but that's why you have a medical. You see if things got fixed the correct way. To me, Chiesa, good player, but I'm not willing to take the risk. Again, buying a player and then maybe, tough luck, bad luck, he gets injured and we bought a player that we cannot use anymore. So to me, that's a pass. Moving on to a player that deserves to play and deserves way more respect at Chelsea, and that's Trev Chalobah. So Fabrizio already said the price tag wanted by Chelsea is something between 30 to 35 million pounds. There are proposals from the Premier League and from abroad. There is interest, but at the moment, still no formal proposal on the table at Chelsea. They're also waiting to see what happens. My feeling is that it's going to take some time before we know the new club for Chalobah. Of course, he still has a long-term contract at Chelsea, so definitely no rush there. And then every other club is probably not pushing either because they want the best price for this guy. To be honest, it's a shame because I do think that he offers more than Fofana, for example, and especially also Badiashile, especially after the last two performances that we've seen. Again, it's just preseason, I know, but if it's just preseason, why not bring him? Why not bring our own academy grown player? You're going to say, you're just saying this because he comes from the academy. No, he plays, he's solid. He didn't cost us a lot of money, and yet he performs better than the others. So why not give him a chance? The only reason is because he's pure profit. When we sell him for 30, 35, it's pure profit to cover for the useless mistakes that we've done before, buying players that are not worth their price, buying injured players as well. Tough business, what can you do? Anyways, moving on to the topic of the video, and that's of course Victor Osimhen. So Napoli keep looking for solutions for Victor Osimhen as they want to bring Romelu Lukaku as soon as possible. Understand, Napoli could also be open to discussing Osimhen as part of Lukaku talks with Chelsea. Osimhen said yes to PSG, but deal in standby between clubs, and of course we know from previous reports and conversations that he wouldn't mind joining Chelsea. Wouldn't mind. Who wouldn't mind joining Chelsea, to be honest? But if he really wants to leave, if he really wants to push, then just lower your damn wages. It's not that difficult. And Chelsea, of course, have to respect players as well. So increase your limit when it comes to the wages that you want to give to your players. Now, with Osimhen, we've got a bit of the same problem here. A goal-scoring striker, no doubt about that. But here as well, last season, 15 games missed. Season before that, 11. Season before that, 17. Season before that, 24. So, 17, 18, I believe he was still in Belgium or maybe in Lille. I think in Belgium. Anyways, 19 games missed. So he as well has an injury issue. The last 3 seasons, he missed, 30, 43, 44 games or so? That's quite a lot. Even if he's scoring a lot of goals. Again, you're buying these types of players for them to be able to play for you. You're not buying these players for, he might play, he might not play, he's injured, he might not be coming back, might not peak again. No, you're spending a lot of money on him, paying a lot of wages for him to be fit throughout the whole season, right? Man City did not buy Haaland for him to sit on the bench or be in the hospital 24/7. No, they bought him to score goals each and every week. It's very, very simple. Plus, if I can be extremely honest, Nicolas Jackson yet to feature in this preseason. And Nkunku and Jackson haven't played as much as we would like them to. Marc Guy, or Guiu, I think, let me know in the comment section below. He's been performing quite well. So do we need to spend that much money on a player right now, on a striker? My opinion, no. Does he move the needle? Could move the needle, yes. If he stays fit, I think he could move the needle. Do I want to put that much pressure on a player like Marc Guy? No. But if we cannot get Victor Osimhen because he's too expensive, then so be it. There is no point to cry about it. If he really wants to join Chelsea, then he will lower his wage demand. Because he's not going to earn peanuts at Chelsea. No, first of all, he's going to join Chelsea, play for Chelsea, the biggest club on the planet, and earn quite a bit of money. So I'm not going to cry about that. If he wants to go to PSG, then go to PSG. A league of amateurs, let's be honest, earns a lot of money because it's PSG, but that's about it. And from Chelsea's standpoint, Nkunku, Jackson, Margui, Guiu, whatever, I think that could be enough. Could be. We still need to bring someone on the left. Chiesa, to me, a no. Who else? We've talked about Somerville for quite a while. I don't know what's happening with that. If he's going to West Ham or another club, I don't know. But buying injury-prone players just doesn't make much sense. If it was a player that was injured just once for a long time, but that's about it, that's another story. But buying players that each and every season they're out for at least 10 games, that's a problem, especially if you have to pay a lot of money for them. Luckily, I don't have to make those decisions. I can just talk about them, do share your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.